The Wiggs team, they're not mass producing houses. Each one of his is a signature home developed and designed by the owners. And so Brian was never more than a phone call away. I just felt like they were always involved and they were never too busy to discuss our project.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Becca Thompson.
I'm Joel Thompson. I think the first time we were thinking about using Brian is when we were looking in this neighborhood at lots, and he had had several of the houses developed in this neighborhood, and we just really liked his design and style.
I think the experience working with Brian and his team was very comfortable. We had interviewed several different builders before we decided to go with him, and we really liked the process that they had set up for the building with the whole team that they had in the office that was going to work together with us. And they communicated really well and just had a really good system in place.
Yeah, I felt from the start it was all about what we wanted to create with our house, and they were attentive, and it just really felt like that they were in tune with making sure that we were going to be happy with the end product. What I really liked about the design experience with Brian and his team is it just felt like that nothing was off limits, that they really wanted to try to capture what was in our head and really fulfill it with the design. So we would bring in pictures and drawings of other houses that we liked, and they worked really hard just to incorporate every aspect of what we wanted into the house.
And it was really fun to sit down with the team. That we had our designer, Brian, and the architect, and we would just kind of tell them what our thoughts were and our dreams were for our home, and they would put it down on paper, which was really cool.
I think a lot of times on a high-end home you may have an architect separate from the builder, and you take your plans to the builder, but here everybody is working from the very first step to achieve a really cohesive design that fits what we wanted.
So they knew in advance, because of our meetings, what our desire was for the house through pictures that we had given, Pinterest boards that I had shared with them, and so they knew what look we were going for, and they also knew our budget. And so when we did selections, they would have everything chosen that fit our design style and fit our budget, and so we would go into the office and it would all be laid out beautifully.
I was really comfortable with him as a person, with his integrity, with his team, and the process that he had set up to make sure that we weren't going to have some of the hassles and struggles that a lot of people that are building homes say that they go through. We were trying to eliminate that. We wanted it to be a fun process for us, not one that we would say we're never going to do that again. And I just got a great feeling from Brian and his team that we were going to be the priority, and that everything was going to be great.
One of my favorite things about this home is all the little finishing touches that Brian helped us bring. We have a more modern white home, and I wanted some things that were going to help warm it up, and he worked hard to help us find some reclaimed beams that they were able to put throughout the house, and then some brick walls and different things like that that just kind of made our house special and unique.
Yeah, for me it was just telling them how we wanted it open. We wanted a lot of big windows, and they really were able to capture that, where we rarely need lights on during the day because we're just getting sunlight from all angles, and I just feel like it brings the outdoors in. I
felt like they communicated with us really well. We texted a lot, we had phone calls, and they even had an app that I used on my phone that would give us daily updates. I would recommend Brian because the process for us was easy and fun and enjoyable. We got done and thought, hey, we could do this again sometime, and really enjoyed all the different aspects of the project. And I've heard from so many people that it is stressful and they have fights and so many issues along the way, and I just never felt like we had that with the process that Brian gave us.
Yeah, I would be willing to recommend Brian to people that are building, mainly because of his commitment to our satisfaction. And if I'm going to recommend my friends and family to a builder, I want to know that at the end of the day they're going to be happy that they went with him, and I feel confident that Brian would make sure they are.